Why does he have to be so cute? Oh my gosh. Guys, going through some things. I don't know if this, I took an Eddie, like a special brownie, wag wag. And I don't know if, I don't think it's hit yet fully, but like, I definitely feel very joyous. Now, that could just be my natural state right now because my room's clean, the weather is beautiful, I'm in a good environment. Like I feel safe, I feel comfortable, I feel happy in this environment. So it could just be I just took a shower, so my body's clean. So it could be accumulation, English, wow, of those things. But yeah, I don't know. If this Eddie hits while I'm doing this video, that's gonna be hilarious. But we moving it. Hey guys, what's up, what's up? Welcome back or welcome to my channel if you are new. My name is Arena V and what is the Bumbacat Pussycat Rascal tea? What's up? Subscribe, will ya? So guys, I know, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I've been gone for 3 weeks, but let me tell you guys something, yeah? How this life is a madness. The things that I've been going through these last 3 weeks to a month have been literally traumatizing, as in psychologically, mentally, emotionally, physically traumatizing. I probably will do a story time at some point later on the line because I feel like with what I've just gone through, it is a story that I feel like I need to share in form of like self-awareness, like to raise awareness and education. But I'm still kind of processing everything right now. So when I get to like a healthy place with it, then, I'll discuss. But a bitch is back, better than ever, period. And obviously, as you can tell by the title, I'm going to do a pros and cons of being an exotic dancer, being a spicy dancer, etc., etc. Because since I've been out in the public about it, I've been getting a beluga of questions and queries and advice, tips, tricks, people asking me for things that they want to know, etc., etc. So I thought, you know what, let me package it into a video, give you guys the good, the bad, the real, and then you guys can make up your own decision at the end of the day. This is not me promoting this line of work, but what I will say is that everyone is independent, everyone is individual. You can make up your own thoughts and decisions. You're your own person. Do you know what I'm saying? This industry, it does come with a bit of, complications, but same way with any other job. With being a doctor, there's good and bad. With being a lawyer, there's good and bad. Every job has its ups and downs. Do you know what I'm saying? So it just depends whether the good outweighs the bad for you and you live your life in it. So let's get into this video. I'm going to start off with the cons first and foremost, just so we can get that out of the way so you can understand what you're getting yourself into pretty much. The main big one is the stigma behind it. There is, unfortunately, in 2025, there is a stigma around being a sex worker, being in the sex industry. Coming from an African background, or even if you're coming from a conservative background, like a family that is quite conservative or traditional in their very low vibrational, let's say, in their way of thinking, like you will get a lot of judgments, you will get a lot of negative opinions. People will switch up on you. I've had people that I thought we were cool, and then once I came out with do my line of work, the way they switched up on me was crazy. But at the same time, I'm used to it. Like I'm used to people switching up on me, so like I kind of expected it, if that makes sense. But it's kind of like the way they do it is so weird because it's like, who I am as a person doesn't change. It's just my line of work. Like my character, my mindset, except it has not changed. It's just my line of work. It's how I make money. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so don't be shocked when people do switch up on you. You might lose some friends. You might have some family members move weird with you, etc., etc. Like people's true intentions or opinions, perceptions of you come out more, if that makes sense. So if you're someone that doesn't give a fuck and lives your life authentically, then it shouldn't really bother you. Do you know what I'm saying? But don't, like, if you are someone that chooses to want to be public about it, expect some backlash. Expect the stigmas, expect the unnecessary opinions, expect the low vibrational narratives. It's gonna come. Number two, as a spicy dancer, anyways, I can't speak for the other branches of the sex work, but as a spicy dancer, this job is very, very physically and mentally tasking, if that makes sense. So like obviously you're in 6-inch, 7-inch, 8-inch heels for what, 5, 6, 7, sometimes even 12 hours. I know some clubs, they have like day shift and stuff like that, which is crazy, but which I kind of want to try though. But it depending on what time after your club opens up, but 5, 6, 7, 8 hours, couple of times a week. And you're dancing on stage, you're going in VIP booths, you're doing lap dances. Like it is like on the clock all the time, especially if you're actually a hustler. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like you're on your feet all the time. It does take a toll on your body, I'm not gonna lie. Personally, with me, I'm quite physically active anyways. Like I go to the gym. I used to do classes, like dance classes, stuff like that. I want to get back into that, but I go to the gym quite regularly. I eat quite good. I'm quite like up to date with my fitness and my nutrition and making sure my diet is clean, etc., etc. I go as clean as I possibly can get, anyways. Because listen, I'm a foodie at the end of the day. But yeah, so I think because of that, it does help with when it comes to like body recovery, because I'm used to like gym pain and stuff like that. So it kind of helps me balance it out, but your body does wear out, do you know what I'm saying? Especially if you're working back to back to back to back, which I've tried to do 5 days back to back. The money was good, don't get twisted. The money was definitely good, but the way my body shut down after day 5, hey, I don't know if I probably would do it like once a month. Sorry, like I don't know if I could do 5 days back to back ever again. Like week consistently, like in a week, if that like week after week, if that makes sense. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot. I'm not even gonna lie. And then also like when you're actually working as well, you're talking to people, you're socializing, like you're using a lot of like mental capacity. And it does drain you. Like if you have a very like low social battery, this job is not for you. I'm so sorry, because like you have to maintain a level of socialization to be able to keep pushing through the night, if that makes sense. So if that's not you, or if it's not a skill that you feel like you can develop and work on, then this is not for you. Keep looking down because my iPad is there, so that's why. Number 3, which I think is kind of like a given, is that you will come across not so respectful people. Now, I'm lucky I'm lucky in a way where it's like, I think because not only am I Black, but I also work in a white country. Like I work in England, do you know what I'm saying? So I feel like, because I've been told that like by some customers that like they found me a bit intimidating. Now some that repelled them from me, and some that intrigued them by me, if that makes sense. So I think because of that, and also I'm very like blunt, if that makes sense. Like I'm naturally very like outspoken. I'm very blunt. I'm very assertive especially in my work. So because of that, because of the energy that I put out there, it does block a lot of people that aren't respectful and don't want to adhere to my boundaries. Do you know what I'm saying? But obviously everybody's different. The energy that people put out, the energy that every dancer puts out is different. I've seen crazy things at work, like crazy things. I like that men doing certain things to women in the club, and then the women just pretend as if it didn't happen. And I'm like, girl, are you okay? Like, what the fuck? Do you know what I'm saying? Because like, there's no way in hell a customer could try that with me. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think it really comes down to your boundaries, and if you're able to implement them from the get-go. Like, are you an assertive woman? So that's why I feel like with a lot of women, like, or if you are thinking about doing this line of work, if you do not have a clear cut on your boundaries, and if you aren't like verbally expressive to be able to express that, or even physically be able to express your boundaries, please don't do it, because you will get taken advantage of. These are men at the end of the day. And I wouldn't want you to put yourself in a position that could hurt you more, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's it. This one is a bit of like more of like a ick than a con than anything. It was more of an ick, that because it's happened to me and it just kind of pissed me off a little bit, so I just wanted to rant a little bit too. But it's like, it's just other girls that would mess up your hustle. because obviously you are in a competitive environment. You know, money's on the table, a lot of money's on the table, more time. um and obviously when it comes to when you have like a bunch of girls in an environment that are money driven, you know, some girls will try and snake you out of your bag. Like, there's been times where like a customer could have been feeling me, right? And he's made it very weird that he's feeling me. But obviously, out of respect, I can't go up to a customer when he's already occupied by another dancer. Do you know what I'm saying? But even if the guy may have like may have verbally made it clear, but like you can tell by his body language that he's not feeling the girl and he's feeling me. But then the girl won't leave because she's like determined to try and get some money out of him. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like it just stops your hustle. It just, do you know what I'm saying? Like, or like a guy would be like, oh, I want her. But then for whatever reason, the girl doesn't want to involve you in their shenanigans and then blocks you out of the money. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, or for instance, I've had guys where it's like, I'll charge him a certain price for a dance. And then the guy will be like, oh yeah, but this girl did it for me for this price. Guy, I'm not that girl. What are you talking about? And then he ends up like walking away because I won't do it for cheaper. And it's like, I'm not about to cheapen myself just because the next bitch will. Like, sorry, not sorry. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just things like that can be a bit irritating that I've experienced. But it's part of the game. If you can, it is irritating, but the game's the game, innit? Like, you know what I'm saying? You kind of have to just firm it at times and just be like, whatever, human beings. You know what I'm saying? The last con, which really can make or break your experience, I'm not even gonna lie, is management. Now, I'm grateful that the clubs that I work at, well, I can't speak for one fully because I haven't been there for long enough to really judge. But for one of the clubs that I work at anyways, they're very, very strict on security. Like the safety and security of their dancers, they're very, very strict. And I'm very grateful. Like even on the dance, they're strict on the dancers as well. So like if you're not adhering by the rules, they'll cut your dance quick and be like, yo, what are you on? Like they'll tell you off, do you know what I'm saying? Same with the customers, they'll tell them off, do you know what I'm saying? So like, and they're very on it, you know, like there's cameras literally in every fucking corner of the club. So you're not hiding from nothing. Like they're watching you 24/7, do you know what I'm saying? Which may sound a bit like, what the fuck? But in the grand scheme of things, it's better that way because it actually saves you from unnecessary situations that could go left very quickly. Do you know what I'm saying? But so if you are someone that is thinking of doing this line of work, I would say research heavily in the clubs that you're interested in. Ask around, go into the club like as a customer and like view see how it runs, etc., etc. Talk to the dancers and ask them like their own opinions and stuff like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like really understand the environment that you're going into, if they actually care about their dancers, because there's some clubs, their rules are very flimsy. They may have rules, but they don't adhere to them themselves. And then, unfortunately, that leads to a lot of women getting essayed and, like, abused and stuff like that. Do you know what I'm saying? And nobody wants that in their line of work. It's like, we're here to have fun and make money. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody wants to have to, like, go home with trauma. Like, it's just not cute, you know? So I would say research around and see what clubs actually align with your values and your morals, etc. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, because that really does make or break your experience. Because if the staff, if the management, if they fuck with you and, you know, they respect you, they respect your hustle, like you guys get along, like they could be distinct. They will be the They will be the distinguishing factor on whether you enjoy your work or not. If you like coming into work or not, if you make good money or not. Do you know what I'm saying? Because some management will try and scam you out of your money. Like, do you know what I'm saying? It's just a lot of like waywardness. So just make sure that, like, you know, you've assessed the situation, you've scoped the scenery out. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. Overall, I think that's kind of my own cons that I've gauged and I've gathered. Let's move on to the pros. Number one is this job is very, very flexible. Like, now, every club works differently. I've worked in clubs where like you had to give them your schedule for the week and you had to stick to it. Like, And if you wanted to call out sick, or if you didn't want to come into work one day, you had to like literally text them or call them and give your reason why, etc., etc. And I've worked at some clubs where like they honestly don't give a fuck. Like if you turn up, you turn up. If you don't, you don't. They're not gonna fire you unless like you do some stupid shit. Do you know what I'm saying? But so every club is different. Figure out which one works for you. But in the grand scheme of things, this job is very, very flexible. It's not like a normal job or 9 to 5 job. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you can work as little or as many days as you want. Like I worked sometimes only 1 week because the week before was a good week for me, or I'll take a full week off, or I'll work 5 days back to back. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it really is down to how you feel. And I love that because I don't like being restrained. I don't like being molded, if that makes sense. I like to be free and like do as I please. So this job really does fit well with my life in general. Pro number 2 is like the confidence boost you gain from this, and like the body confidence as well you gain from this. Like, I know this might sound like so strange, but it's like being in an environment with like different types of women, big women, slim women, BBLs, petite, tall, like all kinds of women, and they all feel so confident and sexy in their bodies. Like it's really nice to see, and you're in that environment all the time. Like, it's really nice to see. And like even when like the girls are on stage, like 'cause I'm a performer myself, like I'm a dancer, and I just love seeing women on stage, and like you can just tell they're enjoying themselves, they're loving it, like they just feel so sexy and free and feminine and sensual. Like, just, I don't know, being in that like environment, like it really does help you also like become more confident in your own body. Like, I remember when I first started, the first time ever, like I walked into a strip club and I started my shift, I go into the change room and I'm just seeing bare women naked, and I'm like, what the actual I'm like, what the actual fuck? Like, why am I just seeing bare titties and pussy everywhere? Like, what's going on here? But then it's like, obviously you just get used to it. Like you come to realize that you just get used to it. Like now I'm the one that's titty and pussy out. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you just get used to it because like you get so comfortable. We're all women. We all have the same body parts. Like, you just get comfortable in that. And obviously because you're seeing them naked pretty much all the time, whether you're working with them, whether you see them on stage, like you just get used to it. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's nothing. It's my body. Like I was born with all my parts. So it's like, there's no shame behind like showing it and expressing it, and do you know what I'm saying? So it's like it's just nice. Like, it's just, and it does make you a lot more like comfortable in your own skin and comfortable in your own body. So yeah, that's that. Number 3, not to be dumb here, but like the money is good. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, it is a very lucrative, financially abundant line of work if you treat it as an actual job. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're only working once a week, you can't expect to be making 3, 4, 5 grand in a month. Like, that doesn't make sense. Unless, for whatever reason, you happen to just be lucky that once every week, then, listen, go off, sis. But in the grand scheme of things, it is a job. You do have to put in effort into it. The more effort, time, and energy you put into it, the more you will gain out of it. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's gotten me to a place where like I'm quite comfortable, especially as somebody that I'm young, I'm in my early 20s, I'm single, I have no children. Like, my only dependent is me. I'm my only responsibility. Do you know what I'm saying? So because of that, it does give me a lot of like freedom to move as I please, knowing that like, and like also mental ease, knowing that like I'm financially okay, like I'm comfortable. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to stress about where my next meal is coming from, or if I have to pay rent next month. Like, I'm good, you know? So connections. Like, obviously with this job, you're gonna meet a lot of wealthy people. You're gonna meet big boys in their industries, like footballers, rappers, like CEOs, accountants, lawyers, doctors, etc. Like, you're gonna meet big people that make good money. Do you know what I'm saying? So because of that, if you are smart and you don't get swept into the blase of it all, you will build connections. Please, I beg, be smart. Work smarter, not harder. I've met people where it's like, I would tell them business ideas that I have, and they'd be like, listen, if you're really interested, hit me up, I'll be an investor. I'll be like, for real, just because you like me? Like, I've had guys fully offer to invest in like business ideas for me just because they liked my energy, liked my personality. They thought I was pretty. We vibed. He got a dance off of me. He bought me drinks, etc., etc. And now I have a cheeky little investor in my back pocket when I'm ready to go into my big girl bag. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you need to work smart with this, you know, like, and it's easy to get caught up into the whole blasey of it all, and you're meeting all these people, and you're like, oh my god, but we need to also think long term. If you're somebody that doesn't want to do this forever, you need to be able to think long term. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, put your head in the game and build those connections, baby. I'm telling you. Or even get yourself a cheeky sugar daddy. Like, I don't know. Like, I've been offered to be a sugar baby more than once, like a plethora of times. Like, but that's just not my that's just not my area that I'd like to go down into, if that makes sense. But I'm telling you, you can really expand from this if you choose to. So be smart. I beg. Another one is that this job, like, you can literally work anywhere in the world. That's one thing that I love. It's so, like, there's literally strip clubs everywhere in the world. Like, I don't know one place. Maybe like the hella religious places, but like, I don't know any country in the world that does not have a strip club. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you could literally travel anywhere and get hired, you know? So you're very flexible in that way, where it's like, I could move to America and get a job. I could move to Australia and get a job. I could move to, God knows, like, France and get a job. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's very, you can really, like, be free about, like, even if I was to go on holidays to New Zealand for like a month, I could get hired and just be working that month. So it's like, I'm not really spending money. I'm making it and spending it at the same time. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah. Last one as well that I have, like, pros, is that, like, you get to be as, like, creatively authentically and creatively expressive as you see fit. Like, obviously, I'm a very, like, stylish person. I would like to consider myself a bit of a fashionista. I can put a fit or two together. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, because of that, my fashion expression, my creative expression really comes out in my outfits, from my hair to my jewelry to my nails to my heels to my outfits to how I just put everything together and construct it together. Like, you can really see my personality and how creative I really am through my outfits. And I find that that's a lot of the times what attracts a lot of my customers, is because of my outfits. Like, not even to, like, put down other people, whatever, like that, but, like, I get told a lot that I'm very, like, individualistic in my outfits. Like, there's a clear difference between how I dress and how a lot of the other girls dresses. Because there is kind of like a stripper aesthetic, like stripper outfit aesthetic that kind of goes on in the UK specifically. I'm gonna specify. Because in Ireland, it's a bit different in terms of the club that I worked at in Ireland. But in the UK, there is a certain type of, like, outfits that the majority, the masses wear. Do you know what I'm saying? Which is personally not my style. But because of that, it's that kind of, like, it kind of helps me, to be honest with you. It's a very unique selling point for me because I'm different. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much all the pros that I can think of at this present day. Mind you, I haven't been doing this for long. When did I start? I've been doing this for 8 months now, so nearly a full pregnancy. But yeah, I've only been doing this for 8 months, so it's like, I'm still learning as I go. It's pretty much all the pros that I have and pros and cons that I have. You guys can weigh up whether the pros outweigh the cons for you, etc., etc. But at the end of the day, this is just from my personal experience. Every person's experience is different. The next girl can say that she had a shit experience and she will never go back and she wouldn't recommend. I personally say, I love my job. I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't like my job. It has definitely helped me become a lot more confident and, like, comfortable. I think that's the word to say, because I was confident anyways going into this job, to be honest. But I think it's definitely made me a lot more comfortable with my femininity and, like, my sensuality as a woman, and being able to express that, and even be able to, like, develop assertiveness and being able to, like, develop boundaries, and just, I don't know, it just made me a lot more, like, and also a hustle mindset as well. It's develops my hustle, business-minded entrepreneur type of, you know, qualities a bit more, definitely 100%. So for me, I enjoy it, and I do intend to keep going for a good while. But let me know what you guys think. At the end of the day, life is your best experience. No, at the end of the day, life is your best teacher. So go out and try it for your damn self or not. You're free to choose whatever the heck you want to do. And yeah, I hope you guys like this video. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.